Did you know that over 1.5 billion people speak English worldwide? Yet, most of them still struggle to communicate clearly. The truth is, speaking a language is about more than just knowing words, it's about how you say them, how confident you feel, and how you connect with your audience. When I first started learning English, I faced huge challenges. I stumbled over words, felt nervous speaking, and worried people wouldn't understand me. But here's the shocking part, almost 75% of language learners say they're afraid of making mistakes when speaking, according to a 2018 study. And I was no different. In this video, I'll share with you the tricks and strategies I use to go from a shy, uncertain speaker to someone who communicates clearly and confidently. You'll learn how to unlock your inner confidence, master the rhythm of the language, and even use non-verbal communication to your advantage. Trust me, these tips aren't the usual advice you hear, they're the game changers. So, if you want to finally feel confident speaking English and make a real impact with your words, keep watching. The journey starts right here. Chapter 1. Unlock your inner confidence, the power of self-talk. When I first started learning English, my biggest hurdle wasn't vocabulary or grammar, it was confidence. Many language learners face the fear of speaking in front of others, but did you know that self-talk can help you overcome this? According to Dr. Shad Helmstetter, author of What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, positive self-talk rewires your brain and boosts confidence. I found that repeating affirmations like, "I'm a good speaker," helped me feel less nervous. Self-talk can actually influence your brain's neural pathways. In other words, the more you believe you can speak clearly, the easier it becomes to do so. If you're constantly saying, "I'll never be fluent," your brain starts to believe that too. So instead, try to tell yourself, "I'm improving every day." It's also important to start small. Speaking in English with a mirror or even recording yourself can build confidence before speaking with others. In fact, studies show that speaking aloud to yourself can improve pronunciation, which leads to more confidence when speaking to others. You might think you have to be perfect, but that's far from true. In The Confidence Code by Katty Kay and Claire Shipman, they highlight how perfectionism is one of the biggest roadblocks to effective speaking. The key isn't flawless grammar, it's showing up and practicing. So, be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself like you would to a friend who's learning something new. Over time, your self-talk will not only make you feel more confident, but it will help you speak with more clarity and ease. Chapter 2. Beyond grammar. Crafting your own speaking rhythm. Grammar is important, but it's not the only thing that makes a speaker great. In fact, many non-native speakers sound much more fluent when they focus on rhythm and cadence, rather than just grammar. Just like music, speaking has a rhythm. Think about how native speakers use pauses, stress, and intonation to make their speech flow naturally. It's something you can work on, too. I found that listening to podcasts or songs in English helped me pick up on these rhythms. Mimicking the way native speakers pause or emphasize certain words helped me create a more natural sound. There's no one way to speak English. Every speaker has their own rhythm, and that's what makes communication dynamic. A study by the University of Michigan found that rhythm is more important for comprehensibility than precise grammar. What this means is that even if you don't have perfect grammar, speaking with the right rhythm can make you sound fluent. So focus less on getting every sentence correct, and more on speaking with ease. Don't be afraid to copy the speech patterns you hear. It could be from a movie, a TED Talk, or even a YouTube video. Repeat sentences you hear to develop an ear for the natural rhythm of the language. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with the flow. Another helpful tool is shadowing, which is simply speaking along with a recording. This forces you to keep up with the pace and improve your pronunciation at the same time. According to linguist Steven Pinker, the key to fluency is exposure, so keep listening and practicing. Chapter 3. The silent power of non-verbal communication. When we think of speaking, we often focus on the words, but did you know that non-verbal communication accounts for 60% to 93% of how we convey meaning? That's right, body language, facial expressions, and gestures play a huge role in communication. In fact, in a study by UCLA, researchers found that we rely on body language and tone much more than the words themselves. I used to be self-conscious about my hand gestures while speaking, but then I realized that they actually help emphasize what I'm saying. For example, when talking about something big, it feels natural to spread your hands wide. This kind of body language gives extra meaning to your words and makes you more engaging to listen to. When I started paying more attention to my own gestures and posture, I noticed how much more confident I appeared. Standing tall with an open posture made me feel more assertive and allowed me to speak with more clarity. It's all about owning your space and making sure your body aligns with your message. Moreover, maintaining eye contact is crucial. Studies show that speakers who make eye contact are often perceived as more confident and trustworthy. If you're speaking in English to someone, don't look away constantly. Hold eye contact for a second longer than you're comfortable with. It'll make you come across as more confident. Facial expressions are just as important. A simple smile can make you seem more approachable, while frowning or looking down might make you seem unsure of yourself. The key is to match your facial expression to the emotion you want to convey, whether it's excitement, concern, or happiness. When you combine your words with these non-verbal cues, it creates a more powerful message. Remember, speaking isn't just about the words, it's about connecting with your audience. Body language is a huge part of that connection. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insightful strategies on how to speak confidently and clearly in any language. Chapter 4. Accent doesn't define you. Embrace your unique voice when learning a new language. It's easy to feel pressured to speak like a native. But here's the truth, your accent doesn't define your ability to communicate. In fact, your accent is part of your identity and can even become a strength. Embracing it can help you speak with more confidence, which is what truly matters. I used to worry about my accent when I first started speaking English. I thought people wouldn't understand me or take me seriously. But over time, I learned that accents are a natural part of language learning. According to linguist Penelope Eckert, accents simply reflect where we come from and how we learn to speak. In The Accent Diet, author Stephen Choi explains that many successful speakers have strong accents. What sets them apart is their confidence and clarity. Take a look at famous public speakers like Barack Obama, whose Chicago accent didn't hold him back. His command over his voice, rather than his accent, made him an impactful speaker. Research shows that people with non-native accents can still be perceived as more credible if they speak with confidence. A 2014 study published in Journal of Cross-Cultural Psychology found that listeners often perceive accents as a sign of experience and cultural richness. So, stop trying to erase your accent, embrace it. In fact, focusing too much on eliminating your accent can lead to unnecessary stress. According to The Linguistic Revolution by David Crystal, trying to eliminate your accent is not only unnecessary, it's counterproductive. The goal should be clarity, not perfection. When I accepted my accent, I stopped worrying about how I sounded and started focusing on what I was saying. This mindset shift made my speech more relaxed and natural. The result? I felt more confident, and people understood me better. Chapter 5. The 3P Formula. Practice, patience, and persistence. Learning to speak English well isn't about doing everything perfectly, it's about consistency. I discovered that the key to improvement lies in what I call the 3P formula: practice, patience, and persistence. These three principles have guided me through my journey and helped me stay motivated. First, let's talk about practice. It's not just about practicing every day, but also practicing smartly. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Research from the University of Cambridge suggests that practicing for just 30 minutes a day can significantly improve your fluency over time. I recommend finding a language partner or using apps like HelloTalk to practice speaking daily. The second principle is patience. You won't become fluent overnight, and that's okay. According to The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin, skill building takes time. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is that progress comes slowly, but it's always there, if you're willing to embrace the process. This mindset helped me realize that it's okay to make mistakes as long as I keep trying. Then, there's persistence. It's easy to get discouraged when progress seems slow. But remember, persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. A study from Stanford University found that people who view challenges as opportunities to grow, rather than obstacles, are more likely to succeed in the long run. When I faced setbacks, I reminded myself that learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Even when I wasn't seeing instant results, I kept practicing. The more persistent I became, the more progress I made. You can apply this formula to any aspect of your English learning. Whether it's improving your vocabulary or mastering pronunciation, the 3P formula will keep you on track. With time, you'll see improvements in your fluency, and most importantly, you'll feel more confident. Chapter 6. The Art of Active Listening. Mastering the conversation dance. A great speaker isn't just someone who talks well, they're someone who listens well. In fact, active listening is one of the most powerful skills you can develop for clear communication. I learned that listening carefully to others, instead of just focusing on what I was going to say next, made a huge difference in how well I communicated. Active listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding their meaning. According to communication expert Julian Treasure, listening actively requires focus and intention. In his book How to Be Heard, Treasure emphasizes that good listening is the foundation of great conversation. One technique I found helpful was to focus on the speaker's tone, body language, and emotions. This gives you a deeper understanding of what they're saying. A study in the Journal of Communication found that people who practice active listening have stronger relationships and better conversations. Don't interrupt. Let the speaker finish their thought. This not only shows respect, but it also gives you more time to think about your response. In his book Crucial Conversations, author Kerry Patterson shares that waiting for the right moment to respond often leads to better, more meaningful conversations. Active listening also involves asking thoughtful questions. I made a habit of asking clarifying questions when I didn't understand something. This not only helped me improve my English, but it also made the conversation flow more smoothly. I've also learned that listening carefully can improve your vocabulary. By paying attention to how native speakers use words in context, I picked up expressions and phrases I wouldn't have learned from books. In The Power of Listening, Larry Barker argues that listening teaches us new words, phrases, and ideas that make us more effective communicators. But listening isn't just about improving your speaking skills. It's about building trust and rapport. When people feel heard, they're more likely to listen to you in return. Active listening fosters an environment where communication is truly two-way. By mastering active listening, you also learn the art of conversation. Conversations aren't just about talking, they're a dance between two people. By giving the speaker your full attention, you open the door to better, more insightful exchanges. These strategies, from building confidence through self-talk to mastering the art of active listening, will change the way you communicate. Subscribe for more tips to improve your English and become the confident, effective speaker you've always wanted to be.